Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nowadays, if you pay attention to what's happening in the world, whether you watch the news or scroll through social media, you'll notice a phrase being used again and again. Conspiracy theory. It seems that everyone who dares to question the official story is quickly labeled a conspiracy theorist. And if you've ever looked into some of these so-called conspiracies, you might have found that some of them sound quite convincing. But in reality, most of these are just distractions from the real conspiracy. As Muslims, we were warned long ago in the Holy Quran about a very real and ongoing conspiracy. We are not only told to believe in it, but to recognize it, to learn to see the conspirators themselves. Because this conspiracy is not a theory, it is real, and it never stops. It is the conspiracy of your four enemies. We human beings have four relentless adversaries who never sleep and never stop working against us. The dunya, the desires, Shayṭān, and the nafs, the ego. These four work together in perfect harmony with one shared goal, to ruin you. They never take a break, they never rest, and they are very skilled. Their purpose is to distract you, to make you forget your true goal in life, to make you forget what you were created for. Your real purpose is to serve your Lord, to worship Him, to be mindful of His presence, to give your attention to what truly matters. Human beings were created for worship. The meaning of life is clearly stated in the Quran. To worship your Lord, to see His actions unfolding in your life, and to respond with gratitude, thankfulness, and trust. By doing so, you draw nearer to Him, you come to know Him, you develop a personal relationship that transforms you and brings you back to your original nature. That is the meaning of Islam, surrender to His will. But the conspiracy never stops. These four enemies work in perfect symbiosis. Each plays an essential role, and if even one were missing, their plan would fail. If you had no attachment to worldly desires, Shaytan's temptations would lose their power. If you had no ego, no identification with your lower self-centered self, those desires would weaken. If the dunya didn't seem so real and so important, its hypnotic power would fade, the spell would break. And if Shaytan were not constantly whispering lies and deceptions into your heart would be free to turn towards its creator, Allah Almighty. A heart free from these assaults would realign itself towards Allah, filled with His remembrance, filled with His presence. It would remain quiet, peaceful, and content. So we must learn to recognize our enemies, not only to know about them, but to know them, to see their activity within us. And that requires awareness, presence, consciousness of the heart. Without presence, we cannot see them clearly. Most of us lack this awareness, but it can be developed. That's what meditation is for. Meditation is simply training the mind to return again and again to the present moment, centered in the heart. It's the opposite of distraction. It's a movement back toward the source. Meditation can be described very simply. It is the training of the mind to remember to come back into your heart and into the present moment. It's not about long-term memory or short-term memory. It's about present memory, remembering what truly matters and returning to it again and again. This is the essence of meditation, the training of remembrance. And in truth, the whole of religion is about that, about dhikr, remembrance. If we weren't forgetful beings, we wouldn't need meditation. But we are, endlessly distracted, pulled away by the conspiracy. And so we must learn to return, to come back. The habit of returning must be developed through repetition. until even distraction itself becomes a reminder to come back to your heart. And once you've learned to return, then comes the deeper practice to remain, to stay in that sacred space. You've probably heard the phrase safe space. People talk about needing a safe space. That too is part of the conspiracy, to make you believe that safety can be found outside. But there is only one true safe space, and it's inside you, the space of your heart. The space of your heart is the safest place you can ever be. There you find protection from every conspiracy. The safest place is here, and the safest time is now, always now. Today, expressions like mindfulness or be here and now are everywhere. But when I first began to meditate more than 30 years ago, these ideas were not yet very popular. I remember sounding strange to my friends when I spoke about the importance of being present here and now. Now mindfulness is taught by therapists, psychologists, even in schools. But often it's been stripped of its spirit. Something essential has been lost. Because what truly matters is not just being here and now, but what you find here and now. Someone once said, mindfulness, yes, but what is your mind full of? The answer should be full of God, full of remembrance, full of His presence. When God is no longer just an idea, but a felt presence, you begin to understand the verse, He is closer to you than your jugular vein. And this might be a possible meaning. Think of that. The jugular veins run between your head and your heart. They connect the two. That closeness, that link, is a hidden passage from the head to the heart. Through that path, we can make a pilgrimage inward, from the realm of thought to the realm of divine presence. That is the way, out of the conspiracy and into the real. So in meditation, practice walking that path again and again. Leave the head, drop into the heart. Let your sense of self, usually felt behind the eyes, sink downward slowly. Behind the eyes, behind the mouth, behind the throat, behind the collarbone, and into the center of your chest. Each time you do it, the path becomes clearer, easier to walk. The connection between the head and the heart must be re-established. For most of us, that way has been forgotten, but it can be found again, reopened. Return and remain. And there, in that space, you will find peace. So what then is meditation per se? It's when you take time intentionally to sit somewhere quiet, to stop everything else, and to practice returning. Set aside a few minutes during your day. If you're new to it, start small. Even 5 minutes a day is better than none at all. If your mind is restless, as most of ours are, start with shorter periods. 10 minutes is good. After a week or two, if it feels natural, add a few more minutes. 15, then 20. A daily practice of 20 minutes is excellent. If you reach that point and make it a habit, you will begin to notice real results. But remember, this is training time. It's like going to the gym to build inner strength. That strength must then be used, applied in your daily life. Eventually, you'll want there to be no difference between your meditation sessions and your daily activities. You'll begin to carry that state of remembrance with you while walking, while washing dishes, while working, while speaking with others. You increase the challenge slowly, gently, until it becomes your new normal. And when it does, you will have tasted the true fruit of meditation. If you stay in your heart long enough, in that state of quiet supplication, you'll begin to feel His presence, His support, His help. Because on our own against these four enemies, we stand no chance. We are too weak, we are powerless. But in the remembrance of Allah, we open ourselves to His blessings, to His protection, to His strength. And when your heart begins to taste that presence, even for a brief moment, you will never want to lose it again. You will know what true fulfillment feels like, true contentment, true rest. As Allah says in the Quran, verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find peace. When you taste that peace, even once, you will never forget it. And compared to that peace, the promises of the dunya, the whispers of Shayṭān, the temptations of this world, they all lose their power. Because when your heart has tasted the real flavor of peace, it becomes easy to let go of everything that would distract from it. What once seemed attractive is now seen as it truly is, empty. Assalamu alaikum.